if you like being single, that is cool. But imagine when your rent or your mortgage comes in every month, could be £1,000. It could be £500 if you half it. You know what I mean? You gotta get a partner. Your electric bill, your water bill, your
everything bill,
council tax,
everything bill.
Them things can be half. What's happening, people? Welcome to Added Value Podcast, the biggest show on the net. I'm Jason, the self-titled superstar Jay.
Yes, I'm Jay Rome.
Oh, sorry.
That's how long she's been gone. She forgot. I'm the guest, you know. I'm just here as a
your
guest.
landlord to do that stuff.
He does it. John just does what he wants.
Oh, okay. Well, I was waiting for the rest of it.
You got me.
Big up all these tenants.
What's happening, people? Welcome to Added Value Podcast, the biggest show on the net. I'm Jason, the self-titled superstar Jay.
Yes, this is Jay Rome. Big up my family and big up my tenants.
And Shasha, the realest queen on the city.
It's your boy Manolo, the honorary guest, the MVP of the year. You know, I'm back for the 10th time. You know how it goes. Welcome to the positivity corner, the upliftment sector, the alchemy laboratory, the what? What else?
You don't know
all
that.
of it.
All of that, all of the above. Boom. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure we need it. We need to continue. We need to give you lot this good and great, stupendous content. Barry, you got any special words for us?
Barry, you know.
Huh?
Big up the audience.
Big up the audience in the building. See how big we're getting now? Getting a little audience in the building. You get me?
Studio is loud.
Yeah, and let's clap for Shasha. She's back.
Yes, the return of the queen.
Yeah, man. So it's been a big week, you know. In the culture, you know, every week we're lit. You know what I mean? So we have to talk about what's been happening. Young Spray crashing out on Tankz.
That's a young Spray.
Jesus Christ. Not Young Spray. Who is it? It's
Yeah,
Young
Tankz.
Spray.
Yeah, Tankz.
It's Young Spray full.
Yeah, got it right.
What have you done again now?
He's old, Jay. How can you still be young?
Alright, Spray then.
Young Spray, innit?
Alright.
Is his name Young Spray?
Yeah.
My bad.
So what do you mean it was
Because he's a big man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say Old Spice. Sorry. So you need to change his name to Old Spice. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
Alright.
It should just be Spray.
It wasn't even just him crashing out on Tankz. It was a big show because he had Trap Law Ross on there, so they was having conversations. But the highlight or the viral moment was Spray crashing out on the Tankz because Tankz said to him that he's begging it because he keeps on trying to draw out gigs or whatever, and then Spray went mad.
Ballistic. Nimrod.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it, so I can't comment.
Yeah, we saw it, man. It was a display.
Trust me. And
It was
then
a display.
Right, I think the moment kept carrying on because Tankz went on Winners Talking podcast afterwards.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the way what's his name? Pound Sterling. I didn't like the way Pound Sterling was trying to say to him, "Oh, if that was me, I'd have done this, I would have done that." What he needs to understand is these younger children, they don't care about who's bad and who's rougher than this one. Like everybody's just trying to be lit and carry on with whatever they're doing.
What do you mean by he said
Spray.
you would have done this and you would have done
Yeah, Sterling's like, "Oh, if that was me, I wouldn't have cared about the viral moment. I would have basically got up and walked out, or I wouldn't have had it, or whatever." And he's telling Tankz, "Yeah, you got badded up on the show." And the Tankz is like, "What do you mean I got badded up?" Like, you know what I mean?
Sometimes as men, you need to be able to have a conversation where you can have a difference of opinion and still get the job done for the culture and stop being emotional and selfish that you would have got up for your selfish reason because you are not, confident in who you are to stand there and have a debate with somebody.
However,
you know what I mean?
But that's why I rate
It's okay
Tankz.
to have a conversation,
With
but
somebody,
there's disrespect.
yeah.
It's a different
No,
level.
you're right.
But you gotta understand.
I agree.
If you're going on
But
Spray
you're gonna
show,
get
what
that.
are you asking for?
Well, yeah, that's why I'm never going to go on there.
Yeah.
I will probably punch him.
Safe restraint, because remember that girl went on there who he said was ugly and she just waited to get her
Yeah,
apology.
she got up and kicked.
But once she got apology, she walked away
Yeah, yeah.
respectfully. I'd have to stay there. I've got my respect.
I rate her for that.
So you have to know when to exit the situation.
He's like the girl that was.
that he said was ugly.
But one thing I rate
Oh.
about Spray though is he has people in the audience, and I was able to go down and be in the audience and see his setup. and he set up his code. He's got a big studio. There's a lot of investment going on, and yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I've taken some bits of his thing and brought it to here because his thing's lit. Do you know what I mean?
It's about inspiration as well, you know, seeing what others are doing.
But Spray has an agenda. Everyone thinks, oh, he's just going on there and acting the fool, whatever.
You're gonna piece up your ones, you know, if you keep doing
but
it.
he gets engagement. Do you know what I mean? He gets engagement. His thing's growing. So I think he knows what he's doing. And yeah, carry on doing what
Of course
he's
he
doing.
does.
Because we're here talking about it. Do you know what I mean?
Giving him airtime.
I saw Bouncer put on his post and said, do you agree with the argument? Because what the argument was over was one who's Spray plays in prison and he's got notoriety around the hood.
Yeah.
And then you've got Tankz, who's sold over 100 million streams on like the social media platforms, you know, like Spotify and blah blah blah. I mean the streaming platforms. And what they were saying is one is bigger than the other. So I'll put this question to you guys again, yeah. What do you think who would you say is a bigger artist or more established artist or more successful artist? The person that is like Spray, someone that is like known around the, you know, community, the hoods and whatever, and the prisons, or someone like Tankz. Now I'm just saying, yeah, who has sold over 100 million streams.
Bro, it's a non-argument. Tankz is big.
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you know what I mean? Big up Tankz.
So, yeah. Just because somebody is not as known as somebody is, because it's his work rate. The guy posts a live stream every single day.
Yeah, it's big.
You know what I mean?
But do you know what the wickedest thing is? You can't say one is bigger than the other.
No, you can't.
They're both doing their thing, and they both because they both got their own audiences. So
yeah, and this is why I think they needed to have that kind of interaction, just to kind of.
Yeah, no, I still think other one is because he's more marketable in other area.
Yeah.
Spray's just going to be hood urban.
Okay.
Whereas Tankz, I go to different.
Yeah, Tankz is limitless.
That's what I'm saying.
His
So
potential's
technically,
limitless.
you'll be that person.
But then Tankz is younger.
It's not even about the age. It's the way
No.
you different avenues.
But remember, you see the younger
He can
generation.
go anywhere. And just do
Exactly.
what he
Yeah,
has to
yeah,
do.
that's
He
what I'm
decided
trying to say.
He decided to go to home lifestyle.
Articulate
He can do that, yeah.
He can do all of that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
This guy does this all the time, you know.
Yeah,
Are you doing this to the audience, fam?
Yeah, because the audience does little input and then we move on. We're not segueing off into different conversations.
Go.
But yeah, the next thing I was seeing is Carnival needs funding. They're basically saying if you don't get money, then it's a risk of tearing down.
Well, yeah, that comes from Sadiq Khan, innit? Because he's saying that obviously Carnival's getting bigger and bigger. So they're saying he said that he felt that he was at risk of a stampede. But to be fair, in the 30, 40 years of Carnival, there's never been a stampede.
Never.
But
Amen
to that. But what I would say on that is that headline. A lot of people take that headline that the Carnival needs money and from the government, and people's initial response will be, they're taking money that we don't have to fund the Carnival. But one thing to note is that the Carnival has generated £400 million.
Yeah.
So that's from tourists coming in, flying in, nearly 200,000 tourists coming in each year. So that's on hotels, flights, staff. Yeah,
we got the black community, man.
Yeah.
So that don't get promoted.
Yeah.
So don't.
Just the violence that gets promoted.
When I saw it, I just assumed they're coming to us now looking for money.
Yeah.
But what you gotta understand is the media find ways to make things look a certain way.
Yeah.
Because even if you go back to was it Dad that goes to Dubai to basically get locked up for selling drugs? If it was a white man, that's why they're saying it's a dad to humanize it. If it was any other person, they would have been like gang member goes to whatever. So they know how to dress the argument to make it look like Carnival were begging for money, basically. When really that's not even the case. Like you said, it brings big money to the culture. How much did you say it was? 400
million. That's almost $500 million every year.
That's crazy work.
So big up the Carnival and big up the culture.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Going on from that, Father's Day. Let's just talk about it because no one else will.
Big up the father.
But I enjoyed my Father's Day. I spent it with my children. I spent it with my dad, and yeah, it was big. I got gifts and a barbecue and all that. The sun was out, so God bless me as well to say, yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Father's Day, that's it. But yeah, I thought that was big.
Then I big up Father's Day. Big up my dad. My dad we don't acknowledge Father's Day, so
Same.
that's a saving on my pocket. But big him up because he deserves it.
Yeah, I see the big Jamaica link up. It was Mavado, Vibes Cartel, Buja Banton, and then the killer, General. What's my man's name again? Bounty Killer.
When was that?
It was all over the socials. I thought it was mad. It got reposted everywhere. I reposted it because I thought that was large.
You saying they're going to mention DJ Khaled?
Yeah, DJ Khaled put it together.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's for his album, innit?
Big up DJ Khaled.
No, but do you know why you got to respect DJ Khaled? What I didn't know, that DJ Khaled started in Jamaica.
No, he's been in the trenches.
He was a big, he was a big DJ in Jamaica. He started in Jamaica. He was mixing, spinning, doing his thing.
Bro?
He's put his bro.
No,
Do your homework.
Sure, yeah, I will.
He's put his work in.
I will.
Now DJ
Charles
Khaled.
ain't happy about it. Charles ain't happy about it.
No,
But
I'm
no, he's
not that
been
I'm not happy about it. He's doing his thing, innit?
But
But
he's been in the trenches
Yeah.
from early.
it's cool. But there's DJs that's been doing their thing that bust the culture. He never bust the culture. He's
No.
jumping on what the late greats have done. You get what I'm saying? So big up to the late greats and big yourself up after DJ Khaled.
And then after him, big up already again.
Alright, today's topic, we're talking about men and women. No one's exempt, you know. We're gonna take this 1 hour and I'm gonna solve all the problems in the black community. Man, them, you need to grab and marry your women. Stop treating them like an idiot. And women, you need to stop thinking, say, yeah, 6 figures, 6 foot, big hood. You know what I mean? In romantic, entertaining, whatever. Like, we have to get rid of all that and we have to focus, do it properly. But in all seriousness, let's just have a conversation about what's happening, because women and men, they're growing up into old age and they're single. Some people are childless. Some people, it's just, yeah, it's an epidemic. And we got to fix it. And again, it's men and women's fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm doing my bit because I married my queen.
I know. No wonder he took it so strong.
You get me? No, but joke aside, Drums, you got some statistics that we need to talk about.
Yeah, no. So obviously, Jay, you talking about we've been an epidemic. So yeah, so we just looked at the numbers on it. So it says for the age of like 40 for men and women, but for women particularly, the number of women that are childless at 40 and 40 around is up to 18%. So the previous generation from the 40s was at 13%. So you're talking about from 1 in 10 to now closer to 2 in 10 women that are now hitting the age of 40 childless. So as you said, there's reasons behind it, but there's also consequences of it as well. So yeah, we're gonna get into it and discuss it. So I mean, looking at in terms of the reasons behind it, for both men and women, there's a more of a focus on careers now over family. So people trying to get their careers up and obviously trying to get ahead in that. We look like people having bad experiences, and again, all these apply to men and women. People like to focus these narratives against women or narratives against men.
All right, let's go back to the stats.
Oh, so you can go back here. When I want to go back, it's not right to go back here. It's showing you can do this.
Let's go back to the stats. 31% of black people are living alone. 21% of the black community are married, and 25% are single parents. And why is that a problem? Economics. It always goes back to the money, because if we're not building and we're not leaving stuff for our children, all we're doing is creating another problem for the next generation. And I was reading that as a culture, we're building survivors, and other cultures are building empires. So we're coming up in the world, and basically we're just scrimping and robbing Peter to pay Paul to get through, when other communities are building businesses, they're building proper infrastructures for themselves. You know, our money is going from one person to another person and then to another culture. These other cultures are making their money bounce around so many times before it goes out to anyone else.
Do you know the Bible says? It says a good parent leaves an inheritance for their children's children. You understand? And yeah, that's why we do what we do, innit? And we try to leave a legacy for our kids. We should try. Do you know what I mean? Our parents that came here, sometimes we kind of have to. I hear what you're saying, but you kind of have to have a bit of leniency towards them because most of them came here and they didn't know. I came here. They didn't have anything. Like I came here with my mum and my sister. Yeah, my daddy was a pilot. We came here. We're still first generation. My kids is second generation. Do you know what I mean? So we came here. We're trying to figure it out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you look at your parents and you think, bro, my mom's doing this. You know, even though she's by herself. But these times you don't know that her grandma's been here, her dad's been here. They're set up. Do you know what I mean? They've come here. The only thing we've had, and this is why sometimes I thank God for a church, because it's more than a church. It's like a community. Do you know, like when you come from another country and you're a foreigner, you'd go to like your local community and it would be a church, and then you could get help there, you could get housed, you could meet somebody likewise like yourself. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I feel like sometimes we for me, I understand this, and this is why I work so hard to try and like establish something for my kids and to leave a legacy behind. Do you know what I mean?
I would say, like with my grandparents, obviously they came over and they done really well.
Yeah.
You know, they've really built up their empire, which obviously then inspires us as the next generation. So I feel like it is being done, but I feel like the new generation, they don't really care. They don't really care for the culture. Like before they know it, they're not even going to know their history.
Their roots.
It's all going to be lost in the system because they ain't got a clue about where they come from. So again, it's for us to instill it into our children as well.
You said this.
Yes. Serious talk.
We've got the door open. Yeah. And we was advised against it, but it's so hot. It's needed here.
But
so there was a little fly or moth or whatever.
I think for me, the main conversation is the emphasis on building a family.
So I was gonna say, Jay, as the married man, what would you say your relationship and your marriage has done for you?
Well, I'm in another stratosphere. The reality is, not just economically, just what you're opened up to. The fact that obviously I have my family, but I have my wife's family, and that means so much experience is coming onto me. So the fact that my wife's mum and the rest of her family, I can speak to them, and they're in industries and cultures and stuff that I probably wouldn't be involved in. So what it does is it unalienates me from certain situations. Does that make sense? So, but yeah.
You went on my head.
Sorry, we're gonna kill it this time. No wonder, that's a new one. Sorry, it's too hot here, guys.
But not just my experiences, but the fact that my wife, I don't earn enough to retire her, but she works, and she works well. She's she's got a high role in the school, Senko, head of Senko. I'll be lying if I told you exactly what her role is, but the point I'm making is I'm a good earner and she's a good earner, and that takes us into other areas where when we go to the bank now, the bank is sitting us down, pulling out our chair and having a serious conversation with us about savings, about mortgages, about whatever else. Where if I was to go in there, yes, I'm a decent earner, but we know money's not worth anything no more. So if you're not earning 150,000 or whatever, then you're not in the conversation. Does that make sense?
Obviously, it's a 2-income household.
And then even going on from that, raising children. A two-person, it takes more than two, but the minimum is 2. You need 2 people to basically raise these kids. You need a woman to help the man deal with what a daughter goes through, and you need a man to help a woman to deal with what a boy goes through. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, And anyway, when I tell people I'm married, it's a different respect as well. Do you know what I mean?
So obviously we touched on the value of marriages and obviously having children in 2-parent households. So let's touch on more of the reasons why more of our generation are not married, don't have children. So I mean, some of the topics or some of the issues are bad experiences, but one I do want to think and focus on is unrealistic expectations. And that goes for men and women.
I think.
Sorry. There's five of us on the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're gonna cut
more than 5.
For women.
You need to leave some of them in this. It's funny.
It's funny, you know.
But
it's organic.
Yo, bro, the guests are like, I ain't going over there.
The door's open. Go on.
Yeah, so for women, with the unrealistic expectations, I feel like when you're younger, you know, you want this, you want the tall man, you want the man that's got the money, you go dress nice. But when you get to 40, you have to really kind of look at yourself and say, okay, like, what is a deal breaker? And what can I be okay with? But what they're doing is they're still on that mentality of he's got to be sexy, he's got to have 5 figures, he's got to live by himself, he's got to drive a car, he's got there's so much things. But by the time
Sorry.
No, it was there. We're trying to get something to.
Sorry. I didn't do that. That was too hard. Sorry.
By the time you're meeting all these men and you're looking, I think, nope, he ain't got that. Like you're always going to be single because your expectations are just too unrealistic, and you have to really look at yourself and say, no, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what can I sacrifice in a man to say, not because the thing is, you don't want to be like, yeah, I've got a man. You don't want to just have a man just to have a man. However, you have to kind of lower your standard just slightly. Like when you look at shows like Pop the Balloon and they're talking about the man's shoes or the man's like, and that's real life. It's actually real life. People are doing that.
So it's not lowering your standards. Then it's adjusting and refocusing your standards because.
Sorry, but wouldn't it also be asking for what you can give? Because don't ask for something you can't do.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna want a strong black man, he's gonna want a strong
black woman.
Because I'm not gonna settle for less than you can give me.
Yeah.
Settling.
Yeah.
So if you're ambitious, you're gonna want me to be ambitious.
Yeah.
But then I was gonna say a problem with dating is that certain women are living in this mindset we've got to be a man, so we're too masculine, and certain men are too feminine. Certain men want to be babied and mothered, and certain women like, I've been doing this on my own for 5 years, I don't need you.
Yeah. And that is also a problem with the women. We're so independent. We're so independent. Like, I don't need a man. I want a man, but realistically, I can do everything for myself. However, so now you have to get into that mindset of, okay, how can this man fit into my life? How can we fit together to evolve and to grow?
Unfortunately, that mindset is wrong.
It probably is wrong.
Because, yes, you can do things on your own. I could buy.
No, what you're talking about is wrong though. The mindset of.
Listen to what I'm saying. I could go and buy a Mercedes every 3 months. I could. Does that mean I should?
No.
Does that make sense? So because you can do something, that doesn't mean
talking big money talk, bro. I can go buy a Mercedes.
It's not about money. It's about the fact.
Can you land with
it's
that
my
one?
credit level.
Land.
Yeah, land with that one.
What the point that I'm making is because you can do something, it doesn't mean you should do something. You can eat. You could eat Chinese every day.
Yeah.
Would it be good for you to do it?
No.
No. So what the point that I'm making is because yes, you can live on your own. You can raise your son on your own. You can do everything on your own. But should you?
No.
And the reality is no. So why? What?
No one
So
wants
the
to.
point that I'm making is the fact that you're saying I don't need a man is wrong. You do need a man.
I'm not saying I
She
want
didn't
a
say she
man.
doesn't need a man. She just said that's the mindset of these women out here. Yeah.
You don't need. You want.
Yeah.
It's a big difference of
So
needing and wanting.
because it goes to that saying a man or a woman should compliment you, not complete you. So they go.
Exactly.
You're young.
I'm happy within
But
myself.
he should complete you though. Yeah.
He's gonna complete me,
You
but
should already be kind of holding yourself.
Yeah.
Your husband should be like, you know what, the thing that raised you in the same way the woman should be thinking like, you know what, let me build you up.
No facts.
I'm happy.
But then the Bible does
within
say
myself.
yeah. But then the Bible does say two become one,
I'm
isn't
gonna be
it?
happy together. You're not gonna come in my life and make me happy because I'm already happy. So we're just gonna make each other happy. I don't. There's a lot of people that's unhappy and trying to find a man to be happy. That's wrong. You can't be with someone if you're not happy.
I don't think it's a question. It's not a question of right and wrong. I think this is the first generation where women are now in a position where they can have their careers and they can fend for themselves. So and there's nothing wrong with that. They should have the same luxury that men have in terms of being able to position themselves, put themselves in a strong position. But I think, and it goes back to the topic of, it's about being aware of where you are. So understanding if you are a strong, independent woman and you can fend for yourself and all that stuff, you have to understand your position and know that you're limiting yourself, and the market is smaller for you and harder for you. So you have to monitor yourself as you climbing the ladder. You have to monitor the situation and understand where you are. I'll say that Charlene is in a strong position where she can grow and become an independent person, but I think she's at all stages she'll have suitors, and she's had suitors. So I think it's just one of those things where as you grow, you have to monitor, and again it's monitoring what you're looking for. And as Jay said before, and as people say, are you your type's type? And as you grow, your type and your market is changing.
Yeah, because as I've got older and I've looked at past relationships, I can honestly look at myself and say, okay, this is where you go wrong. So now, like when I go into a new relationship, certain things what I would do before, or things that I would like nitpick on, I'm not even doing that no more, and it's so much healthier because seriously, who got time for stress and to be thinking about this is long. So yeah, you won't get to a point in your life where you can say, you know what, I'm not gonna lie, women can be hard on men. Yeah, I can only speak for like women because I'm a woman. Like we can be hard on men for no reason. Like it's like you're just causing unnecessary drama for no reason. And I've learnt that, and you know, it's so peaceful when there's just two people. You just both know what you want and just get on with it. And you both respect each other's boundaries and independences as well.
Yeah. Because the point that the point that I was trying to make is the reason why I have a mindset of I need my wife, and I hope my wife has the mindset that she needs me, is because if we could have the mentality of I don't need but I want, but then when things get hard and I'm doing something that gets on her nerves or vice versa, we're thinking, hold on a minute, is there an option of an exit strategy and carrying on, going on our own? Does that make sense?
But so I'm cut you 1 minute. The difference though for you, you're married. So if I were married, yes, I need my husband. But I'm single, so when I say these things, it's because I'm single, and until I find that person that's gonna make me say, yeah, I need you. Like I need you. I want you. You're my everything. It's different. So I get.
It's not the reason why it's not different is because that's how I got married. Because I started with I need my wife, and while she's getting on my nerves right now. Girlfriend at the point, but I need her. So as much as I don't like what is happening at the moment, I'm gonna get through this because I know what's happening. I know my end goal. I know I want my missus. I want to get married. I want to have a relationship. I want to have an empire, and I want to build. That's why I was saying that's the mentality that I believe people should have, men and women. I need this person. So right now, yes, you are getting on my nerves, but we're going to work and get through this.
You see, that's why I would say you can never, that's why it's difficult to generalize, because I feel like, again, you can have that mentality, and I think certain people can have that mentality and it will work for them because they can have a wife or they can find a husband. Other people are not in that same situation where they can be as confident, and they need to guard themselves, because to have that mentality of I need, without the guarantee that you're gonna have, is a massive risk. It's a massive risk. I mean, we only get one life, and it's not gonna be for everyone. Everyone is not gonna get married. So to put that, as I said, that mentality, I think, was the right mentality for you, but it's not the right mentality that everyone can have.
But do you know what I say? Yeah, I say this is all we need. And the man upstairs, you understand? We have this, we have God, we got everything. Everything will fall into line, into its place. You know what I mean? Obviously, with the same mentality that these guys are talking about. But then when you have this as your North Star,
what's prayer without action?
obviously his works, favorite white works is dead. But what I'm trying to say is, didn't you just hear me now? Now you're interrupting me. I said, obviously, with what these guys spoke about with the action, yeah, but put God first.
When you look at the older...
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah, go on.
So you said that you knew that you needed your wife. Was it after you found yourself and knew what you needed before you acquired it?
I met my missus at a very young age.
Yeah,
and
did you still find yourself to know?
I've been finding myself, and I'm still finding myself. Yeah. My wife is still finding herself, and because we're evolving, the people that we were 10 years ago are not the people that we are now, and I can definitely believe that the people that we are in 10 years is not the people that we are now. So we're constantly evolving, learning, and I think the biggest thing is forgiving. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because things happen every single day, and if you're not building on whatever's going on, you know what I mean? You're stagnant.
Just to touch on what Charles says about the Bible, when you look at, like, again, my grandparents, they've been together for what are they? For a very long time, and they're never going to leave each other. Yeah, till death do them part. And they're religious, they're Christian, they go to church. Like our generation, we're not like that. We don't go to church. We're not religious. If anything happens, we're quick to just run out the door and say bye.
Hey, tell your story about the ig thing. We need that one.
What?
The driving and the ig.
Wait, okay. But just to finish on that, yeah, like it is very important to have religion in your relationship as well, because we're not fighting for each other. We're not fighting for the relationship. We're just so quick to say bye, see you later, keep it moving.
Yeah. Let me just to finish up on that one. Talk about religion. There's a lot of women out there and men as well that are praying to God for a partner. Yeah, they're praying, "Oh God, please let me find my partner." But when you're praying to God, when God sends that man, are you or that woman? Are you really going to accept that person?
It's true.
Because when God sends that person and they got dirty trainers on,
you're saying, "No, look at these trainers."
That's who God sent. When you ask for God, that's who He sent. So when you ask for God, are you ready to receive?
So what Jerome is saying is that man that you ask God for is in the friend zone. Get him out of there.
Don't listen to.
No, but he does make a point. He's in the friend zone, and for women, because they want certain criteria of men, like if you're too nice, she don't like that. She don't like that. She wants the little rugged man that's gonna kind of batter up little peas and the kind of open the door for you and give you the flowers. She don't want that one. Yeah. And it's like it's so petty how women.
She want bad man. She was.
So, like, I've got a story, and basically, some girl, she's on a date with some guy, and she said it was a nice date. It was an okay date, but then his driving gave her the ick because everyone's like driving past him. He's driving slow. He's not shifting properly. Like, there's pure problems with the driving, which really put her off. And it's like, that's how petty it can be for you to just instantly switch off from a man. Now this man could be her husband. This man could be her person, but because of how he drives, now she's on the phone to the girls like, "No, oh my God, he drives like this now, man. You can't be my man. Are you crazy? My man can't drive like that." That's how petty it is, and that's why women, you're single, because you're looking at these. No, for myself too. I've been that person. It's so easy to get the ick. It's so easy to get the ick, and it could be the smallest thing. Like for me, listen, I hated men with accents. Yeah, you could talk normal and you're just joking around. I don't want to hear no accent. That would just put me off. I don't know why, but I just hated it. But I got to a certain age, I said, "No, Shia, come on, fix up, man." Louder, man.
But I was thinking that guy that was driving slow, I was thinking he might have 9 points on his license, so you just have to, drive easy for a year or whatever.
He could have reasons why, or maybe he's just a new driver. Who knows? But the point is, that's not good enough to lock him off.
Right. So it's twofold. As you said, she didn't stay around long enough to find out what's going on.
What's going on?
But the second point to that as well is also You got to ask yourself, as a woman or as a man, as a potential partner to somebody, if you see what you deem as a flaw or as an ick, as his driving skills or how he dresses or how she dresses, if you as a partner, if you as a partner can't see yourself being able to grow somebody, to be able to drive better, to dress better, if you can't do that for your partner, then what value are you really bringing to a relationship? So when you see an ick or you see a flaw in somebody, and your mindset is to run rather than to see how I can work with that person and grow, you're not ready for a relationship.
You're not ready, it's true.
Yeah, because even when you find that perfect person and they dress how you want and they move how you want, as soon as you get into a relationship, 2 months in, 3 months in, you're gonna find an ick or you're gonna find a flaw.
Yeah.
So if you're in the habit of running, you ain't ready for a relationship.
And the thing, like for men are not that petty. Men are not as petty as women. So
some men are petty, you know.
Some men are petty, but when it comes to women's flaws, some of them are going to overlook them flaws because they like the person. They're not going to get the ick so quick because, because you can't cook them, boy. You know.
What do you not think about
now,
these?
Cooking is a mad one, you know. Cooking is a mad one.
What do you think about these Instagram relationships?
Wait. Let me give you a story, yeah? One time, shout at you. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Shout at you,
you know who you are.
Who you are.
This was a while ago.
That's from you. You know
and you live in East. By a train station. I'm not going to say where.
Charles wants you to know who you are.
With the red door.
I think the door's red as well. You know? But anyway, you try to cook some food or whatever. And you try to say it was jerk chicken and rice, and you're African. I should have known it was off from there. But, yeah.
I think what Charles...
She tried to say her 6 years old son at the time made it.
Oh.
But, yeah.
They blame on the 6-year-old.
No, I know she tried to, do you know what I mean? But
I think what you're saying is...
You have to learn how to cook, because that put me
Yeah.
I
think what you're saying is...
I do apologise for females, but go and learn. Get a cookbook or listen to your mum when she says come to the kitchen. You know what I mean?
I think people need to, if you're saying you want a woman that can cook, you want a woman that can that, or I want a man that can do that, you have to be able to do that too.
Of course. I cook for
so if as a man, if you're saying that,
I cook
you need a woman that can cook, you guys can cook too.
Foriro.
Yes.
No.
Jollof rice.
No. People get together so they can complement each other. So a man might not be able to cook, but he might be able to do something else that complements the relationship.
But bro, think about it this way, yeah? Just be honest. Think about it this way, yeah? If your wife comes home from work, tired, bro, and obviously you're tired as well, yeah, and you go to work. First. Not even that, yeah. Just say you're tired. You're both tired, but she cooks all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
it'd be nice to come home.
It'd be nice for you to say, right, you know what, kids, everybody, I'll make you something today. Let's make something for my mummy's.
Yes, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. But I didn't
compromise, innit?
I didn't say the man shouldn't be able to cook at all.
Some men can't cook.
What I'm saying is.
What I'm saying is, I used to make that with my cousin back in the day. Egg, beans, toast.
No, you're in a relationship to complement each other.
Yeah.
If it so some person, one of you might be good at the gardening, the other person might be good at cooking, one person might be good at cleaning, one person might be good at doing the kids' homework. So you're there to complement each other. If you both got the same skills, then like you said, there's no growth there.
So that goes for all relationships, whether it's friendships or romantic relationships, in terms of understanding what people bring to a relationship. And sometimes especially in friendships, we're looking for a return in terms of what we do. So if we give them money, we're looking for money back. But you have to understand
it don't go like that.
Yeah, it don't go like that. So they might be giving you something that you're not giving them. So it's important in all relationships to value relationships.
My stepdad, when he was around, when he came, because from 2 years older, my dad died. I never had a father, innit? And then my mum chose to get married when I was like, 13, 14. So it was a bit mad, innit? And then when this guy came, he's from Benin, by the way, and he was kind of strict, but this guy, he was African, and he could cook. Like, he could rival my mum at cooking. So it was a mad thing where, like, sometimes my mum wouldn't even cook, he's cooking. Do you get what I'm saying? So I saw that. Do you get what I'm saying? And sometimes my mum would be like, I'll be like, who cooked this food? Right, my mum's food is kind kind of better than mums. just no, not just on sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's like, even when I got around some yard men, he showed me how to cook like macaroni and cheese, like barbecue. You know, certain things, yeah. Even ackee and saltfish. But the yard men can really cook. Do you get what I'm saying? The one with the restaurants and stuff. So it's like, as a man, it's good for you to know how to cook. My mom says it to me, like, no woman can poison you. No woman can put voodoo in your food or something. And you can cook for your family if you need to. So it is a necessity. And if you don't know how to cook, you can learn.
Yeah,
you can learn.
We're sticking on this cooking thing, but I'm
just
not saying
it's important though. You need to live.
No, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to cook. I'm not gonna lie. My wife can teach me how to cook certain things. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember, she put me onto the lamb thing with. Anyway.
No, go on the lamb thing with what?
I ain't putting you onto that.
You're supposed to put my man's your brethren, bro.
I joking. No, just a it was a jerk lamb, but with a mint sauce. Bad.
All right. So, a lot of women would say that they're single because men are trash. Sure. As the woman, as the woman representative, what would you say to that statement?
Well,
I'm
saying this. I'm not going to say all men are trash because it's not all men. I might say majority. I might say not the majority. I don't know, but yeah, some men are trash, and they're trash because they meet women, and then they know women's traumas, what they've been through. Is it on me?
No, it's on Jerome.
I thought you said all my days. I thought he's getting called out.
I thought it was on you.
They meet women. The women tell them their past experiences with men, what they've been through. They've been cheated on. They've been heartbroken. The man then says, "No, babe, that's not me. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna have children. We're gonna have a family. We're gonna whatever." Then they get what they want, whatever, if it's sex, whatever the case may be, and then they ghost them. They're gone. They're gone. So you've done all of that.
I'm fixing my head as well.
Listen, and I'm only speaking on that perspective. I'm just saying they've done all of that. Yeah, they've allowed this woman to open up and let her guard down, and then they're just gone and fucked off anyway. So why do that? Why lie to her? Why not just be honest and say, you know what? I don't want a relationship. I just want to be, and that's it. Just say that. Be honest.
Well, my dad told me.
You blame your dad.
My dad told me you gotta tell these women anything they want to hear.
Uncle Julie.
No.
You gotta tell. No, joke aside. A lot of men are only men by name, not by actions. You've got loads of kids running around in adult bodies. Where in reality, it goes back to what Jerome was talking about earlier when you were saying there has to be discernment. You have to know the difference between what's happening.
Do you know what? As Charlene was talking, and obviously I think all the three of us felt a bit of guilt while she was talking. whether it's from today or from the past.
Today, not today.
It's not today for me, yeah?
No, not for me either.
But I know when I was on them antics, I'd throw a bit of honesty into it. So I would never oversell that I'm into a relationship. But I knew what I was doing. Yeah. And I would never put no blame on the woman to say that she needs more discernment, because I know I was very skilled at what I was doing.
But just put my hand up there. I have to say, but then women also have to be accountable, because you meet this man, you don't know him from nowhere, you're just taking in everything he's saying, like you're allowing him to fall up your head enough to just give him so much. Yeah, you don't even take that time to even try to get
to analyze what he's saying.
Analyze the man, and you know what it is. You meet a man, and sometimes you can have sex straight away, and it can work for you. You can even marry this man, But then in some cases, you can meet this man, You don't take your time. You don't take the time to get to know each other. You don't take the time for him to actually understand you and know. Actually, you know what? She's actually a cool person. I might even fuck with her after I fuck her. Do you know what I mean? You just rush it. and then he's gone again, and then you look at yourself and think, wow, what did I do wrong? Well, you done the same thing you done with the other 10 men.
Well,
and you know what? Sorry to say, there's a lot of brothers here that I know personally, and even me in my life growing up. What Shah said is true. There's times when you might have skeeted or whatever, but then you're thinking, right, this person's actually a cool person. I can literally vibe with this person, and you end up making money together, and you end up doing, do you know what I mean? And you're just friends. You might not do anything, but do you know what I mean? So she's right, still.
Well, I would say that is.
Man, you stop looking from one. You know what I mean?
That is luck of the draw. So I would say that's more luck than anything. So if it worked out for you, that was more luck than it was discernment. But I would say if it's not worked for you 4 or 5 times, then you have to start changing what you're doing.
The common denominator is you. You don't find men.
I wouldn't even say the common denominator. Yes, you are the common denominator, but I would say it's more what you're doing is the common denominator.
Exactly. So it's your actions. So if 5 men played you, it's got to make you think, what am I doing to make them do that? Because clearly I might be saying something.
What can I do next now? What can I change to see if that doesn't happen?
At that point, you step back from men and learn yourself. Clearly you're doing something wrong.
But what I'm saying is,
but remember, we're not supposed to be alone. We're supposed to be together.
If you're
remember, we're going by what's in there. I'm just following what's in the book.
I remember.
I'm just following what's in.
You said a good point where if you keep picking men that are wrong, you're in the wrong environment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not about you. It's not because I'm saying if you meet a man and it works out, that's more luck than I'll say discernment. So what I'm saying is it's not necessarily about you changing. But if I'm meeting men in a rave, if it works out for you, that's luck more than anything.
But when you change your surroundings, like
exactly.
So again, it's that person. They need to change their surroundings, their mind frame, their words.
Yeah.
Dress code. If you've got your baddie hanging out, man, I'm just gonna see that. So you need to think maybe I need to go and.
Yeah.
But a lot of I don't like the way we're putting so much accountability on the women because it's not.
No, we're talking about
both, men.
We're talking about trashy men.
Talking about both trashy men. But she's saying on the other hand, women don't really hurt themselves by doing
women
that.
Women also have to be accountable for these trashy men.
So as you said, so what I would say is my first advice is if a woman is having multiple bad experiences, as you said, I think the first step is healing. And that's something that goes for everyone. Whether you're married, single, whatever, I'll say healing. But obviously, if you're in a predicament where you're a situation where you don't really want to be, then you have to put more focus on healing. And whether that's professional help or friends, and if you've got the right friends and family around you, then it's a blessing.
Or pick up the Bible again, Charles.
Or the Bible, prayer to God. But I'll say the first step is healing.
Well, you don't know hold it, fam.
What you say about healing? Because they say that when a woman goes for a breakup, she reaches the Bible. When a man goes for a breakup, he should have a woman. That's what they'll say it. Well, I don't know how true it is, but if you know, because that's what the guy said. And he goes, when a woman breaks up, she finds
go
God
for the next man too. Some women go from man to man to man because they know that this man will break the heart of the Bible. To heal. Some men just find another woman. I don't know how true that is, but what do you think on that one?
What's that? Say that again.
So they say when a woman breaks up with a man, she reaches the Bible, gets into her godly spirit, becomes celibate, do all of that. Praise, changes her. But they say when a man breaks up, he goes for another woman. He starts going out with a man named Ibiza holidays. What do you think on that one?
I think that's a stereotype.
Yeah,
I think that is a reflection of how you broke up. So I think if you're heartbroken or it's been a bad experience like that, you reach for the Bible, and I think that goes for man and woman. A man might draw for another woman if he's heartbroken, but I think that is more.
You wanted to pick up again.
I think it's more a reaction of that past experience. So yeah, I think a person.
I think it also depends on what that person meant to you. So like for the woman, if it was like a deep relationship and you're split up now, you're heartbroken, like you need healing, then you might draw for the Bible because now you need this fly.
I swear down, it's getting on my nerves.
Get one high.
It's getting on my nerves, bro. What the hell, bro? Oh my, we've been trying.
If she's really heartbroken and she's more than likely gonna draw for the Bible. For the man, again, I don't know if it's deep for him. And the thing is, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. He could go out with his boys and and then when he gets home, he's crying because really he's heartbroken, but he doesn't know how to show that to his boys because men don't cry to each other.
But I think we should go back to economics, and you need to understand that there's poverty in being alone. You know what I mean? If you want houses and cars and whatever else,
sometimes there's
it's
growth.
teamwork.
Sometimes there's growth in being
It's
alone.
teamwork, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it by yourself.
If you want to go,
let's not throw that out there.
if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far,
go together.
Go together.
And that is true. However, some people are happy to just go alone and do their thing and build slowly.
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing.
No.
That's not a bad thing.
I'm saying it's bad. I'm saying that's terrible. I'm saying that's awful. I'm saying that's the worst thing that you can do is decide that I don't need a man, I don't need a woman, I can go it alone. I think that's the worst thing. I can't think of anything worse than that.
I don't know if I'm agreeing or disagreeing.
I can't think of anything worse.
I don't know if I'm agreeing or disagreeing with Jason, but I would say is, even though I'm not married, my success has come from relationships. Most of my adulthood, I've been in a relationship, and my success has come from the stability of relationships.
And me, as a single woman, my success has come from myself.
But do you know what the worst thing about it is? Women, you see, women create the most creativity comes from women. The most consistent and structure comes from women. Women know they have to turn up every single day. There's certain days we can rough it,
bro.
As a man, we don't mind. We don't mind sleeping on the sofa to do whatever we've got to do. We don't mind taking a step back to just be like, you know what? Right now, I'm not in it. Women,
they can't do that. They have
a lot of women can't do that. If you've got children, you can't do it. If you have a certain standard, you can't do it. I know. At the base of it, I could go and rough it. I could come back to poverty. I can eat beans. I can eat baked beans. I can go back to a level where it's very uncomfortable, but I could go to that level. Women, they have to turn up all the time. You know what I mean?
Like a woman.
But we make sacrifices too. I will eat the beans if I gotta eat the beans.
No, but some women.
You've got no choice. You've got no choice to do it.
But they just don't advertise it. The women, they don't say.
Okay, here's a scenario.
They just do it.
My dad had his first stroke in '96, paralyzed from right side down. Oh, wow. My mum's had to carry him, an autistic child, and two of us. Wow. So from '97 till the day he died last year, all I've ever seen is this woman work 2 jobs, 9 to 5, and a cleaning job in an office and look after us. So now that's installed in me, that kind of thing, and also from my dad's inheritance, I've got my inheritance to buy a house. Okay. So I've seen a woman can do it on her own, but it is always good to have that person as that backbone. But if you don't, you know you can do it without that person.
Even that story you just told there, I could just think how men would be thinking about exit strategy.
Yo, man,
that is crazy.
But watch this. That's the bad men, yeah. But then somebody that I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real, yeah. That's obviously your story. Yeah, everybody has their own different story in it, and the thing that I could say is a 2-parent household is really important.
It is, but then what if it's not an optional? Because mine never choose to have a stroke.
No.
My mum had to carry the load.
Yeah,
breadwinner and homemaker.
No, but there was 2 together.
There's always been 2, even till the day he died. There was always 2.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Income from whether it was pension or
whatever
always helped.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Even when he was sick, my mum was out. He was a cook in the house. Even when he stroke, he would do like snappers. He was always that man in the house. So that's what I believe. And they always do 50.
He would cook. He would cook. Yeah,
that's the only thing he loved. After he lost all his mobility, he could cook. And they was given 50 years until he passed away. But I'm just saying it's that women have no choice sometimes but to get up and keep on going.
Yeah, facts.
That's why they say in life, like functional depression means get up when you don't want to, when you're feeling against the world. Men do it as well.
Especially when you've got children. Like,
functional
you have
depression
no
is
choice.
getting up, showing up, man or woman, even when you don't want to. Even when shit's hitting the fan, you've got to do it. There's no other choice but to do it. Especially when you have children.
That's why women are superheroes, yeah?
Yeah, but then the thing is, men are too though, but they just not talking it because we're from a day and age where men don't talk about emotions. Stick up a lip, keep on going. Don't show no tears or cry.
But that's the way of a man.
Yeah, but that also stems from generations.
But then
you grow up saying, "I'll be a man." Why are you crying for?
My mum used to say that to me all the time. But watch this, yeah. When you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, yeah. Let's take a man out of this modern day and age, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I know you got you as well, love. You said
Man,
that.
lick me in my face.
I know. I see that around your eye as well. But it's gone. I'm saying let's strip a man, of this modern day age, and let's take a man back to the days where like men were going to war. Yeah. You had to be strong. Do you know what I mean? The only thing was you being a man. Innit? Think about it, innit? You had to be strong. You had to go to war. You had to come back. You left your woman in the house, handling the kids, whatever. You'd be gone for 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Fighting wars. You come back, if God willing, you come back. Do you know what I mean? And then you're there. So what I'm trying to say is, as a man, naturally, we're supposed to be strong. Man can't really look at the women and think they're meant to be strong as well. Like, it's our role. So in this modern day and age, I feel like the system and all these social media and whatever has kind of contributed to making a man feel like he's supposed to be weak or emotional, too emotional, or it's okay for men to cry. No, blood. It is okay. But I'm saying, if you're crying, cry in your closet. No. Let's think about it though. Let's think about it. Cry in your closet. You get what I'm saying, Jason, innit? No, do you understand what I'm saying though, innit? You're not gonna show but I'm saying you're not gonna show your kids or nothing that you're crying because you're a man. I'm just keeping it real, yeah. You can be emotional, but be strong.
I've got a son, and I'm always gonna say to him, you know, if you be emotional, like if there's something wrong, you need to tell me.
To you, yeah.
Yeah, but even to your friends, why can't a group of men?
Because they take advantage. You know how it is. You know how it is. That's why she's laughing.
No, that's on Instagram.
You got to cry to your friends.
Not be raising boys.
So what do you reckon about one thing?
You can't. Listen. My son.
It's okay to be vulnerable.
It is okay to be vulnerable, but my son saw me cry the first time was at a funeral the other day. But I want my son to know strength, and I want him to know stoicism. I want my son to have the understanding of what a man should be, and that does not mean he cannot have emotions, because obviously I have emotions, because I show my children empathy. I show them strength. I show them resilience. I show them forgiveness. So I obviously have emotions. Do you understand? So it's not about being a robot, but I definitely understand what Charles is saying about being a strong man.
Listen, men, yeah. This is why men are depressed.
No, but can I say one thing? Sorry to cut you off. I've seen men, and this is no offense on that. I'm not. Yeah, shout at you.
That means real
offense. I've seen men cry in front of a girl, or go and tell them the next day. You just lock them off, cut them off. Remember you said it as well.
The group chat was lit that day.
You said what?
Remember you said as well. You said that you don't want a man that's not you, but women in general don't want to hold open the door. It's too nice, too blah blah blah. So there's certain times when you can cry, like say God forbid somebody passes in the family or whatever and it's close to you. Yeah, cool. But on any other occasion,
I feel like if you're with someone and you highly respect them, and you want to grow and support these people, if my man comes to me crying or is emotional, is gonna
She's laughing. She's laughing. She's laughing. All of this
No. Why was she trying shit?
No, listen, what I say is, if I highly respect this man, and I want to be with this man, and we're in this together, and he comes to me emotional, crying, whatever, I'm not going to look at him and think, you pussy. I'm going to support him.
No, it depends what he's crying about.
If he's crying, it's something deep. And as he's
it's 2025. We don't know.
If he's crying because Drake freaking
this is concert or something.
I mean, if it's like, listen, a lot of people are walking around with trauma from their past that they don't speak about, And sometimes you meet people and you know there's something going on with them, but you don't know what's wrong with them. But as you said, Jay, you just allow people to open up to you at some point. So if someone comes to you at some point and opens up and crying or just emotional, whatever, who am I to laugh off after him and make him feel some way. I'm gonna support him and be there for him because you know what's gonna happen. He's not gonna trust me now because I'm just laughing after him.
Do you know what?
And you know what worst thing is that if your person can't find you as a safe space of a
exactly.
I
gotta be your safe space for you to open up.
Where you know what, I need to talk to you.
Do you know what I'm?
Okay, let me take that back quickly because they raised very valuable points. If you're a man, cry to your day one brethren. Yeah?
Or your closet.
Your closet, your closet or your day one brethren. Because you know what? I'll be honest, there was a guy one time I was going gym, and he was in the park, and he was just, and God bless you, my bro, because you came out of that, and he was in the park, and he was just walking around, and like these are times I used to smoke. I don't smoke no more. I went to the park to Bunner Zoo before gym, and this guy just walking around, and I'm just looking at, you're looking at someone moving erratic from the corner of your eye, So he comes over and says, "Can I talk to you?" I said, "Yeah, go on." Well, bro, I wanted to off myself today. Like I literally wanted to kill myself. Like I wouldn't be here. Like, but I'm just walking around thinking, should I do it? And thinking about my kid. And I said, whoa. These times I'm thinking I just want to go gym. Like my brethren's all in the, yo, come and go, man. Forget this brother, fam. Who's that you're talking to? Come and go gym. I was saying, no. He said, come on, bro, man. I said, bro, he's in a bad way. He said, bro, forget that, man. I said, you go. Yeah, so he went. I'm just chilling, talking to my man. And then he's just saying, bro, my wife that I had, she left me, she took the yard. I've had a new you. She didn't put my name on the birth certificate. I'm stressed out. They're telling me I might have cancer in the hospital and I don't know what to do. And do you know what? Yeah, I said to him, obviously I'm not no pastor or nothing. The only thing I could say was, bro, can I pray with you? And I said, yeah, can I pray with you? So listen, yeah. So I said, what? Can I can I put my hand on your shoulder? He said, yeah. Put my hand on your shoulder, pray with him. And then he said, I feel so much better. I said, bro, do you know what? Come to my church with me, innit? Because obviously, man's not God. I'm not a healer. I just direct him to where I know people can get. You see what I'm saying? Put him to church now. He's come to church. They prayed for him. He's been coming like for a few weeks. He goes to a hospital. They say, rah, the cancer's gone. He ain't got no cancer. He's cool.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen to that. And then like he goes and he starts getting his kid back. His kid starts coming to him and stuff like that. And then all of us, like out of the blue, we just lost contact in it because I'm thinking he's cool. I'm doing what I'm doing. He stops coming. Then I see him the other day in Peckham. His face is all glowing and shining. Looks like he's come back from America. So I said, "You look good, my brother. What's going on?" He said, "Yeah, I'm in a good place, bro. No one stresses me no more. It's all good." I was like, "Yeah, man. That's so you're right. You are right. Yeah, you are right.
That's
You
all
are
we
right.
needed was
You
a
are right.
conversation
You are
and
right.
someone to uplift
You
him.
are right. You are right.
And that's why.
You
listen,
are right. Still,
I've got
right.
friends that's killed themselves, men, because they're dealing with mental health and they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to speak to their people. Like, imagine you're my veteran as a man, and I'm stressed.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna speak to Jason, but I know I can't go to Jason with that because he's gonna think I'm some dickhead.
Yeah.
So now I've got to deal with it by myself. Like, come on, you have to soften up your heart.
Anybody,
it doesn't matter if you're a man. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
anybody that knows me properly knows I'm an advocate for mental health first. So aside from all the banter, being a man, being stoic, being whatever, I'm the biggest advocate for mental health. Do you remember we was talking about? Remember the other day, your mum put a thing in the group chat. All I heard was mental health, and I just threw money at it. So anything to do, I'm an advocate for mental health. But what I do understand is going to the right person for the help. Does that make sense? So like you said, if you're looking at the person and think, I don't know if I can speak to him, maybe you shouldn't. And another thing I believe is pay. You can pay. You can pay for a therapist. You can go and see your pastor. There are people in position to deal with your situation. There's free people. There's free charities out there as well. Big up Mind. Go to Mind. Go on the internet
with
and
the
look
black community
and deal with these situations.
When it comes to therapy, in the black community as well, like that is shunned upon. Like, what do you mean you go to therapy? People don't understand. Like, everyone should go to therapy. Everybody should be going to therapy.
No.
Doesn't matter if you feel like you're in a good space.
Right.
Go to therapy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think therapy is for everybody, but I'm definitely an advocate for therapy, and I'm definitely an advocate for looking after your mental health. But at the same time, I don't think. Yes, you should go to your partner for some things, but you can't go to your partner for everything.
Maybe not everything, but again, as Crystal said, I should be your safe space. I should be that person you can come to. Maybe not for everything, but you know, for most things, you should be able to speak to me about anything.
With all that being said, it all comes down to discernment, really. It's about understanding, because whether you go to somebody or you don't, whether you're strong and stoic or whether you break down and cry, it's all subtle differences. Like whether how deep the story is, your background, it's all subtle differences. So there's no rule for no person. It's about understanding you, understanding your background and what you need, and who can provide what you need as well. So that all comes, all comes down to discernment.
So in a rap, relationships are hard, guys.
It's not easy, man.
It's not easy. But it's about finding that person who you're gonna rough it out with and both do it together, basically.
And going it alone means you're giving up. Don't give up, man.
Yeah, don't like a lot of women over 40. Not saying that they give up, but they are at that point now where they're saying like, where are the good men? Where are all the men? Why can't I find a good man? Like, where is he?
Are we gonna have to have another episode about the women that go for men and then get hurt and then now that they want women?
Oh yeah, we need to definitely talk about that.
I ain't really.
You trying to talk about ZZ Mills, innit?
No, bro. Why
every week?
I went on ZZ Mills. No, man.
I didn't even know she was bisexual.
Yeah.
I didn't know she liked to talk.
But yeah, no, I think the main thing I want to take away from this episode is, as I said, if you're in a position like that, single, whether children, whatever it is, and you don't want to be in that position, I think the main two things I want people to take away is, as I said, healing, whether that is therapy, whatever it is, healing, just looking at yourself and understanding yourself. Yeah. And the second thing is discernment, it's decision making and understanding the choices that you make, choices that you have made, and trying to improve on that.
Discipline, facts.
And how you do that, there is no rule for that. There's nothing that we can say and say do this, do that. There's no one rule. So it's about knowing that that's what you need to do for yourself. Know you need to heal. Know you need to improve your decision making, and find a route that works for you. And
and also look at yourself and your past relationships, and look at your patterns. See like where you're going wrong. Like what's the same thing that you're doing that's not working? Maybe do something different. And be open to actually getting to know people, regardless of how they look or how they dress. Like, get to know somebody, because you might find out, actually, he's actually a cool person. And even if you can't dress, buy him one suit and dress in yourself.
No, yeah, women have a tendency to make a guy elevate his game.
Yeah, I've got to move forward for this one because I need to be clear. If you like being single, that is cool. But imagine when your rent or your mortgage comes in every month, could be £1,000. It could be £500 if you half it. You know what I mean? You gotta get a partner. Your electric bill, your water bill, your
everything bill,
council tax,
everything bill.
Everything can be halved. So I'm an advocate for. It takes two at minimum. Yeah, because you need your grandparents as well. They need to drop a check in there as well to help out. But in all seriousness, I think you should do it together. And economically as well, as people, as a community, the broken homes is a problem.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Raising children on your own is a problem. I know you lot are doing an amazing job, but let's do it together, man.
Yeah. There needs to be more togetherness in the black community.
Added Value Podcast. Big up the subscribers. No, sorry, what was you saying?
No, it's alright, fam. You cut me off. Continue.
Just so Jay don't get killed, he's not advocating to pick up anybody. Try and find the right person and do what you need to do to find the right person.
Yeah, please.
And then half your bills.
Yeah. With them, yeah.
Maybe even all your bills paid for.
There has to be love involved. Yeah, first, so it can work.
Take the time to really get to know people before you put your all into this person.
Yes.
Like, just have that time out to not rush it, especially if you both want the same things. There's no rush. If you're into me, then you're happy to just take our time and see where it goes.
See what it goes.
If you're on a rush thing, then mate, go over there, innit?
Remember, if you want to go fast,
go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
On that note,
amen.
Added Value Podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. But what I realize as well is you gotta hit the notification.
Yeah, man, subscribe now. Hit that button right now.
But don't just subscribe. Hit the bell, because I realize if you don't get the if you don't hit the bell, you don't get notification.
Yeah, and you need to know when we're live straight away.
And then
so
that means I got to
hit the
message
button.
you on WhatsApp to make sure you get the thing.
Yeah, I'm
you know what I
saying.
mean? I got to badger people.
Well, we got the regular viewers. We got non-cell. We
Yeah.
got Rayon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got them up by name.
No, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
hit the comments. Let
Let's
us know
go.
what's happening. Peace.
All the